Nerd morning, everyone. My name is Jeremy, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of Black Canary Breaking Silence. So the things I'm going to be doing here is going over some kind of the expectations of the story and some of the stuff to kind of get you aware on whether or not this is going to be a good book to read for you or not. Now, this book was by Alexandra Monir, and I haven't read anything else from her yet, though I have now one or two of her other books on my wish list because I thought this was really, really well done. In fact, it might be my favorite from the DC Icons line. Now, the DC Icons books are ones like Wonder Woman, Warbringer, Batman Nightwalker, Catwoman Soul Stealer, and Superman Dawnbreaker. Now, this is the fifth one in that line. They're all separate stories. You can read them in any order, and they are also a very, different approach to some of these characters. The big thing that unifies them is that they're younger versions of the characters. So Dinah Lance is 17 years old in this. Now, the thing with this particular book is it's more different than any of the other ones from the comics in the DC Icons line. Not saying that they don't pull really good things from the comics. It's just this world, the landscape, was so different than what I was anticipating going in, and it was fantastic. So this, I would say, is not really a superhero book. It's not really in that genre as much as it is in a dystopian genre. I would place it next to things like The Giver or Divergent or Hunger Games, more so than I would things like Batman comics or Wonder Woman comics. And I think that distinction is really, really important, just jumping in, knowing what you're getting yourself in for. Now, there is a bit of romance, definitely some teen drama with school and things like that as well. And there certainly is a superhero element. I'm not saying there isn't, but I would say that that's probably on a lower peg than the big overarching dystopian feel. Now, the dystopian feel comes from the Court of Owls, which is a secret society from Gotham. They actually take control before the book begins and put Gotham, and it seems a lot of the world as well, in a controlled environment where they are the ruling body. And so they have a set of rules and certain ways that people are supposed to be living. And it really, really affects the women in the culture. And that is where a lot of the story is wrapped around, as Dinah, a young 17-year-old girl, is trying to be able to figure out life, figure out herself, and is in constant danger because she's a woman and because of the different restrictions they have in this dystopian society. And as they do that, she finds a little bit about her, like who she is, and really expands her character going into that, which leads to some of the superhero elements of the story. I thought that that was really, really cool. I thought they had some really interesting things that they were talking about and discussing, and I was really, really satisfied with the tone and the feel of the book. The pacing was also really good. If anything, I wish that it could have been bigger and longer. I don't read as much YA books. I read things that are designed for a little bit of an older audience, generally speaking. And so I could have had this book twice as long. But really, because it's a young adult book and it's focused on a slightly younger readership than me, it was written at a perfect length, honestly, for that grouping and that intended audience. It was really well written. I thought it did some really, really good stuff and how it described things, the just overall pacing, the feel, there was good characterization. I enjoyed the different characters that they included. I'm not going to spoil too many of those, but there's definitely some people that you would recognize from comics, and also there are some connections to other characters that would have been connected to the comics, if that makes sense. I would definitely recommend this book to DC Comics fans. I think that there's going to be some stuff that they're really going to be able to dig into. If you are a fan of Black Canary like me, she's one of my all-time favorites. I was just so excited to be able to explore this new interpretation of the character, and I really, really enjoyed the iteration. So yeah, those are some of my thoughts. I don't want to dive too much deeper into it in this video. You guys can check out my other video where I do have a bigger breakdown for more information on this book. If you guys are interested in following me on different social media platforms, I am on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, and those are all places you can find me at Nerd Morning. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.